Ooh.
Hey everybody, we are live. A little bit of music tonight in the background, which will go away shortly.
We hope.
That's Patrick with Light Source Engraving.
That's Steve, the Hobo with who?
And up yonder you got Rich, Louisiana Hobby Guy.
And we are live in the Laser Makers Realm. We're so glad that everybody's here tonight to join us. Let's see. So we've got a bunch of projects tonight.
Music loud.
Yeah, it's not on the live. I already tested it.
Okay.
I was saying that we have a bunch of projects going on tonight, and I think we're gonna start with Patrick's intro. He's gonna tell you what he's been doing this week, and then we'll switch over to Steve. I don't know why you turned that off. I had this all planned. Whatever. And then we'll go from there. So here we go with Patrick. What have you been doing this week?
I was just having trouble hearing what you were saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
You guys. So we're starting with you, Patrick.
All right. Let me get my first project out. Something I've been doing this week. I think I came up with one of the most unique awards. Something I haven't saw done before. But I took one of those model cars and engraved it to become an award.
Oh, I thought you made stickers.
No, this is all laser engraved.
Nice.
Good
idea. I would have never thought of that.
Celebrating the 10-year anniversary.
Wow.
8/3/2013. But then that is, that's not a sticker.
Wow, that came out
awesome.
awesome.
I did the trunk. So that's one thing I've been working on this week. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you what I've been working on for today. So this will be part of the giveaway.
For becoming a member.
So I'm going to be giving away some lapel pins for the Halloween theme.
Cool.
You saw the guys have their boxes. I did 4 designs for Halloween, and I made earrings. See, I'm just a little baddie. And I'm also, which one? This one's crazy cute. See, it's crazy cute right there.
Thank you, Mike.
Let's see. Let's pop one out and drop it.
Welcome aboard, Lorraine.
It decides to focus. So that is cut out of 2.5 millimeter aluminum. I did that with my fiber laser. There we go.
Aluminum. Wow.
Yeah, 2.5 millimeter. It was cut with the fiber laser.
Nice.
So that was fun. And then the other one is me to take out this top one on this side, because this is.
Your connection is getting a little pixelated.
But anyway, this one's cut out of steel and then done with some different colors on the fiber laser.
Greens.
Am I frozen?
No.
Okay, Starlink's not
joke
cooperating.
Between me and Steve.
But oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. So there's just a little baddie in steel, and it was cut out of steel that I have down there, and then here's the cat cut out of steel.
Very nice.
Of course, that is scary cute. And then I'm going to show you.
Tonight you're giving away the lapel pins?
I'm going to give away. Yeah, I'm going to give away like 4 sets of those lapel pins. Let me get it pulled up here and I'll show you. Give me 1 second. I almost had this ready.
We've got a bunch of giveaways for tonight, folks.
Yes. All right, so let me go to my computer screen. Here we go. Pull this over, and I've just got a video so that it'd be easier to see.
Oh, that's much better. Yeah, cool.
Oh yeah, you can really
So
start. You can see the collars in there now, big time.
those are the 4 designs, and so you get a set of 4 with each giveaway.
I like
And
that Maddie.
I do have
Very
some still
nice.
pictures if you just want to see the stills here real quick. And then they're hot glued the pin backers on there.
Very nice.
So that's my project. And I do have my buyers club up and running on my Patreon. So I just wanted to mention that and just take a second. So buyers club, I'm getting blanks in and offering those to Patreons at a extremely reduced price, and you just pay your $10 a month, and then you have access to purchase those items, and that's it.
Very nice. Steve,
So,
what have you
thank
been
you.
up to this week?
Oh wow! Well, it started out with finding the right file for this live stream, and we decided last week or 2 weeks ago we were doing Halloween theme. So I said I want to do a trick or treat bowl, and so I come up with a couple of different versions until I landed on this one, and
That's cool.
it's hexagon shape, and I designed it so that the artwork bleeds from one side to the other and fits together really nice. And then you've got a little stand-up ghost here with the crazy eyes. Now, Patrick did this in the live stream right after he got his Lasermatic, where the eyes are done with an offset fill and a larger
Crazy eyes.
yeah, lines per inch and an offset fill. And so it makes it look, like those optical illusions. So this file is what I'm giving away this week. Everybody has a chance to download this file for free. But the settings that are with that file, it should have that offset fill set up. So when you look at it and go, that's a mistake. No, that's how you create those offset eyes like that.
Okay, I Want It is not working yet. That won't be until later on in the stream, Anthony.
Yeah,
But
you don't have
good try though. Good try.
This is you don't have to ask for it. You get this. This is free. But a few weeks ago, we did a picture frame. We gave away the basic files for picture frames, and said, "Hey, come up with an idea of your own. Take it, and make it better." And that's kind of what I did with that box. But before I go there, I wanted to share with you, Steve Present. I've asked you guys to share with me your products that you make, and my dog. No,
The dog wants to say hello.
no, she's needing to go outside
Oh,
now.
I know that.
Share.
She's going to have a stream midstream.
That's Javier. Oh, son of a gun. Rich, you take it. I'll come back to this.
All right, can you take that off the screen first?
I think, yeah. Stop sharing.
All right, so I've got a bunch of stuff, a bunch of free stuff this week for everybody. Let me see if I can bring that up real quick.
Rich, you just didn't want to let me outdo you with the earrings, did you?
No, the earring actually I already had done a few weeks ago when I got the obsidian in. So for some reason,
smaller cross, and today you have the larger hand.
yeah.
I knew he was going to be wearing that one. I'm just playing.
Yeah. Wow, this won't let me share this folder. That's kind of strange. Not quite sure why. Okay, I will read it to you then. What I've got in the folder that's going to be available for download after the stream. So first off, I have got cake toppers, and this is for Halloween. This one is made out of acrylic, and this plugs into the top of your cake. I'm sure everybody knows what a cake topper is. So I've got the cake toppers. I've got 8 wooden versions and 1 acrylic version. I'll explain the difference a little bit later. Then I've got coasters. I've got 15 coasters. Let me come back to this camera, give you an idea of these. These are some, let's see. Are you seeing me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are some of the coaster designs. All of these are going to be available for download. We got 15 of these. So that's the second thing that I've got. I want to make sure the third thing I've got.
I totally forgot to show my acrylic. Remind me to do that later.
Okay. Third thing I've got are Halloween earrings. Here's an example of one that Patrick was just talking about a minute ago. So this is done on black obsidian acrylic on the Lasermatic. This was actually done on the Lasermatic 10. And I've also got layered designs. So show you those. You can see, of course, I'm not going to, I am not going to get away with not doing a holiday gnome. So there's my holiday gnome design right there. And then what I showed you in the beginning, my Booyah layered design here, which you can do out of cardboard, cardstock paper, or you can do it out of wood, whatever you like. And in addition to that, I've got the tea lighthouse that you see right there that I've done. I actually did this one last year, but I still have the file. I did the earring last year too. And then finally, I've got a set of Nightmare graphics and Nightmare dingbats. All of this is going to be in one file that y'all can download for free. In fact, it's going to be on the thelasermakersrealm.com in the blog. It'll probably be ready to download in about a half hour or so. I'll take a break and go hit the update button, and we'll have that set up for you to download. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit slow tonight. I'm not feeling that well. I want to thank everybody for all of the well wishes that I've gotten. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. I'm still dealing with the doctor. They're still trying to interpret results and figure out what's going on. Thank you, Scott. Scott just became a new member. And we also have Raul. Thank you, Raul. Just became a new member. And Lois also just became a new member. For those folks that don't know what that is, it's down in below the chat. You can become a member, or you click the little $sign. You can send a super chat to thank us for what we do and help us pay for the supplies. And let's see, we got Lois, we got Scott, and then Jeremy hit that little $sign and sent us $20. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I really appreciate that. Everybody here appreciates that.
Very much.
What's that?
I said very much.
Yes, very much.
Very much
So. So that's pretty much what I've been up to. I will show you in just a little bit some little things about the files, but let's take a look at Patrick's acrylic
it's going to want to focus on my eyeballs.
Yeah, and it's really the connection is pixelated, but
yeah,
we can see it. We can see it. It looks very cool.
Witches be crazy.
Witches be crazy.
Yeah, and I forgot to show these two. Let me just unplug this light, and I'll just bring it over here. I just wanted to show that with only one set of files, you can make all kinds of different
You've been
stuff.
holding back. You didn't show me that.
You can make all kinds of stuff just using same files. Yeah, you just add a little loop for a hook, and you're good to go.
Thank you, Louis, for that donation. Much appreciated.
All right. I think that's all. That's all.
Okay. So
and I am going to cut some of those out live if you want me to do that, or just let me know when we want to do that.
I am not sure what I'm going to. I think what I'm going to do is my Booyah to give you an idea of how it cuts on the laser. But I think I'm going to stick more to demonstrating the files that are going to be available for download and the little intricacies about them. So if everybody is done? Anybody have anything else on the intro?
My dog interrupted me. I was going to share.
Come on,
Yes,
Steve.
Steve's got to go.
Yeah.
Come on.
And speaking to what Patrick just said about taking the same file and making new things with it, I was going to get back to those photos that our fellow creators have shared with us using the files that they have gotten from Laser Makers Realm. Some of these are really neat, and Javier's, I hope he's watching tonight. Share screen, entire screen, share. All right, so this was based on the picture frames we did several weeks ago, but he's incorporated into his Halloween theme. Obviously, that one's a spider web. He's got a ghost, Frankenstein, and then he's showing in the back how he's pretty much used just the basic file just to add that artwork to the front of it. That one's kind of neat with the corner spider web in the corner, and then a few people have shared that they made the pencil distribution box from last week. Stop sharing. Go away. Where are you at? There we go. And I did kind of the same thing along those lines. I made this box, and this is the free file for you guys to download and make your own with all the artwork and everything. But this same base, it's a scalable file. So within reason, you can scale it up and down without too much issue. And I started out with making a much smaller box and put a lid on it. And that was pretty neat. And then that morphed. And I've been playing with inlays, and that one is Paduke inlaid in maple.
Nice.
And the real thin Paduke is and it's the size of about a nickel inlaid in there. And then this one, and this is all the same file, folks. This is the same candy box file. Now, this one I morphed just a little bit more, but this one I turned into a ring box, and I'm planning on marketing this to wedding venues. Instead of a pillow that gets thrown in the trash, then this becomes a keepsake.
Anna, you can get that the pencil box on hobowithwood.com.
Yeah. It's no longer free, but it is still available. And then back to the Halloween theme, I've been working on layered designs and staying with the circular shape. And this is my Halloween theme for my layered design. And that one's 4 layers with the spider on top.
Nice.
That's also on hobowithwood.com, but it's not for free. The only thing I have free this week is that box file. But as you see, it's you're not limited to just a Halloween box. So
I just updated
thank you,
channel
Tony.
members. They should have a new badge. So thank you, channel members. Yep, you got your new badge. Little Laser Makers Realm beside your name.
Beautiful. And since you're mentioning donations, we did have and it's a regular, recurring, substantial donation from Chuck Wheeler through Zelle. So thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you for your weekly contribution. It is greatly appreciated. And that's all I got.
Okay, so if you all are wondering about this tea light, so this tea light is regular cardstock that I created a file for, and it's a cut file, and then the corners I've got that set to what the heck is it called? It's called perforation mode.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain is not working well tonight. And this is vellum, so it's like a transparent paper almost. And this was done on the diode laser, folks. So you can cut this type of paper or any type of paper on the diode laser. What you have to do with a translucent paper like this is you have to back it with something in order to cut it. So if you don't back it, and let's say that I just threw it on there and put it right on top of the honeycomb. The only place it's going to cut is where the honeycomb is, and it looks like it's perforation mode. I couldn't figure that out. I went through 3 sheets of the paper before I finally figured out that it's not, you can't cut, white or translucent with a diode. What I'm doing is I'm reflecting the cut. I'm cutting the cardboard underneath. I put a piece of cardstock underneath, and you're actually cutting the cardstock underneath, which is causing the paper to cut, but it cuts clean as a whistle. So that's the trick to doing this guy right here. So you are able to cut out that vellum. And I also, in my file download, I've got links to anything that I mentioned here tonight. So I've got links to the vellum, I've got links to the cardstock, I've got links to, everything. So it's going to be in that one particular file. So I guess we'll get started now. I want to say thank you to Anthony for that nice donation. Thank you so much. I guess we'll get started now. Patrick, do you want to start getting set up for what you're going to cut out?
Yeah, I'm pretty much set up. I'm going to engrave those lapel pins and then cut those out, and that's going to be it.
All right. Well, before we do that, let me do my demonstration. It's probably going to take about 10 minutes. I want to talk in LightBurn for people that are going to download these files, what they're all about, okay? So I am going to share my screen, and let me come up over here to LightBurn. I'm going to click share. What is that? Why is that in the window? Is that still there?
Yeah. Oh, no, your LightBurn's there.
No, LightBurn's there now.
That all you see is LightBurn?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay, good. Let me come back and just take a look. I guess I'm seeing something different. So let me make.
It's just showing. It's showing all your tabs and stuff.
How about now?
That's LightBurn.
Okay, so this is the T-Light file, and basically what you see here, these blue lines, or I can actually hold shift and select all of them. All of the blue lines are going to have a perforation. It will cut 3 millimeters, and then it will skip 6 millimeters. So now this is not going to be in the file because that file is going to be an SVG file. So you have to know this. So you have your cut over here, and then you have your blue layer, which is the perforation mode. You have to turn on perforation mode, and I set it for 3 and 6. Cut 3 and skip 6. So that's how you would set that SVG up, the 2 different layers that are in there. All right. So that is the first one. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is get rid of these. And I'm going to come to the cake topper because I wanted to show you that. So in the cake topper, oh, that's a little too big. These are the cake toppers for wood. And it'll be defined in the download, wood and acrylic. So now on the wood cake toppers, if we ungroup all of this, you'll see that these are 2 different layers. One's a cut and one is an engrave. So these are all for the wood, and these are all the different cake toppers here, and they're well sized for almost any cake. But I've also got the let's see, this one is for the acrylic, and I wanted to explain something here about this particular file. So on this file, you'll see these 2 are slightly different. Can you see that? The difference is in the windows. You see them here? So what I've done is I've taken out the cross in the windows, because if you're doing acrylic, maybe not so much on a CO2, but on a diode laser, when you're doing acrylic, you don't want to have these both 2 lines crossing like that, because it just doesn't work well. So I've taken out all of these crosses from the acrylic one. So now this is the file that you're going to get right here in the folder that says acrylic cake topper. And this should work well for you if you're good at focusing. If you're not good at focusing, you may have a problem with these lines over here. So this is the cake topper file. Let me get rid of these. These are the earrings. So here are all of the earrings, and the holes are sized appropriately for regular jewelry. I'll show you my jewelry kit in a minute. So I've got the spider web, I've got the bat, which is one of my favorites, and I've got the creepy hand, which is the one I'm wearing tonight, and the spider web. And that's what is going to be in the earring file. I'm telling you, lots of stuff tonight, folks. These are the coasters that I showed you earlier. So these are designed for 4-inch rounds. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 of these. Oh, it says right there, all 15. So you got 15 coaster designs. All this stuff is for Halloween. The casket was clickbait, and I'll tell you why. This is going to be actually one of my videos on the Louisiana Hobby Guy, because I've changed this a little bit. I'll show you in a minute why. But I've changed it so for easier assembly, and I've added tabs and slots. Then we've got the dingbat file. So all of these are dingbats, like what you've seen in our files tonight. So there is the house. There is the creepy hand. So you can do whatever you want with all of these different dingbat files. Okay.
Is that a picture you saw in there?
I'm sorry?
Was that a picture of you I saw in there?
Yeah. Okay. There we are. It sort of looks like me, huh? All right. So there are all of the dingbats. And then, of course, I've got my Halloween gnome, which I showed you earlier. And the layers are numbered. And again, you can do this either on wood. If you take a look at the size here, I'll put it in inches. It will fit on a 12 by 12 inch piece of wood. So you've got 6 layers, comes out really, really nice. Wasn't going to let a holiday get away without my gnomes. So there's my holiday gnomes. And then finally, I've got my holiday spider, which I haven't shown you yet. I'll show you in a minute when I come back. And oh no, this is the one that no, this is a different one. Nope, this is the one that I showed you earlier. That's right. Yep. I'm losing my mind. So this is the one that I showed you earlier. And if we get over 200 viewers, so if you hit that share button down below and share it on your social media, if we get over 200 people watching live tonight, then I'll be giving away an 8-inch by 8-inch version of what you saw earlier. So these are all of the files that I will be giving away today. And I already have everything packaged up in a zip folder. I already have it set up on the Laser Makers Realm website. So all you'd have, it's not published yet. I'll go hit publish in a little while when we get just before the drawing. And once it's published, you just go to the blog. The very first post will be this live stream, and you'll see right in there, Rich's download. All you have to do is click on that. You get the whole zip file for free with all of those Halloween files. So, and that's free for everybody. So I hope you all enjoy all of these files. Now, I did want to get back to, so this is the one that I was saying earlier. If we get 200 people watching tonight, we're at 175, so it shouldn't be hard to do. I will give away an 8-inch version of this file right here with completely framed everything. So, you know, almost exactly what you see here. So let me talk quickly before, I know I'm taking up a lot of time here, but I've decided this was going to be one of the files that I'm giving away tonight. And I have two versions of this, actually. I have this one, and then I have one where the top lid comes off and you put candy inside. So it's got pieces coming down the side here, so it fits over the casket.
Are you giving that away?
No, this is going to be one of my YouTube videos before Halloween.
Okay.
But I was initially going to give away this file as well. But I made some changes to it because the assembly is really hard. It's hard to put this together. And I made some changes where I've put slots and tabs into the pieces.
It looks so nice like that, though.
It does.
It does.
Yeah. But I put slots and tabs because the assembly was hard. It took me 10 minutes to put this together. So I really don't. And a lot of people are going to have a hard time putting it together. So I decided to put slots and tabs. Not a lot. I put one slot, one tab on every side so that you can just put some glue on those slots and tabs, put it together, and put a couple of rubber bands around it, and then it's going to work. I will do a separate video on this, depending on how I feel, on my my YouTube channel, Louisiana Hobby Guy, and I will have the. Oh yeah, it's also a drum. So you can use it as a drum, or you can use it as a Halloween decoration. And the next one, the actual final product that I make, is the cover is gonna come off so that you'll be able to actually put candy inside as well.
There was a request for when they seen my candy box, they said, "Man, that would be so much better if it was coffin shaped." And I said, "Well, guess what? Rich is going to have one for you."
I do want to just take one more minute and switch over to here and show you about the acrylic cake topper. Stand by, folks.
And guys, we'll get to the questions in a minute, but if you're a first-time viewer, if you have a question you want us to address, precede your question with a question mark, and that way it will stand out and I won't overlook it when I'm looking for questions.
Okay, so here is the acrylic cake topper, and there you can see those little tiny lines. I left them in there just for this so that you can see how they don't come out right?
Yeah.
That's the only reason that I left them there. You notice I got the rest of them taken out?
Yeah.
So I left them there to demonstrate this, and I took them out of the other file, though. So these will break right out, and that's why I took those out. Now, going back to the laser, I did this with my standoffs, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if you don't, and you don't have to have my standoffs, okay? You can use anything. You can cut, 4 25mm pieces of 3mm wood, but you want to stand the material off from the workbed. And you can see where it warped there from the first test cut that I did in the front. So the final version I didn't want to have a problem with. And not only did it warp, it also put flash burns on one side of the cake topper. So you want it to be perfect. So make sure that you stand off your acrylic, and you can use anything. You can use nickels, quarters. You could use 25mm pieces of wood. I use my standoffs that I sell in my online store. Oh, it's up in there. I use these. These are my standoffs. And as you can see, I got the new Bamboo Labs printer, so I can print in multiple colors now. So although the ones I sell aren't in multiple colors, it uses too much plastic. But I have my magnet, I have my standoff, it fits onto the acrylic, and I stand it off with these magnets. So that's what I wanted to talk about the acrylic. Let's get back to another topic. Okay, you guys have anything else to discuss, or should we get to the Q&A?
Well, I'm going to get started with LightBurn real quick.
Okay.
And I got two that I forgot to show. That layered items. That's four, I think 3 or 4 layers, and
That's cute.
little handheld. I make refrigerator magnets with that, and that's a scalable file. You can scale that up to 8x10s if you're or 12x12s, and another small layered one with. I think that's the same haunted house.
Yeah, it's a dingbat.
And the tree out in front there, and like I say, it's layered. It looks pretty neat, and that's on Hobo with Wood. So that was my last 2 Halloween things that I did for this week. Patrick, there was a question from Wendy about your car. Is that car you engraved? Is it plastic or metal?
It's all metal except for the roof. It's plastic. That's why it looked different. The roof is plastic. Let me. So you see how it looks versus the metal, which I did with the white finish.
It's super blurry.
Well, I'm pixelating, I guess. Starlink says it's running at. Let me pull it up here. 10.62 upload. Not that great. But anyway, here's what I was going to show you in LightBurn. So many times people will engrave tumblers or say, I'm going to engrave on this black coated painted plywood. And I actually want the negative because when I engrave it, it's going to show up lighter. And people have a hard time doing that, especially with tumblers. If you're doing a black tumbler, you really want the negative. So I just wanted to show you the easy way real quick is I'm going to ungroup this so I get rid of my cut line. And then I have my witch, and I'm just going to do an offset. That's all you have to do. I'm going to do it outward, and I'm going to do it at 1 millimeter, takes it to the cut line. So let's just do 0.5 millimeter. I'm going to do outer shapes only, and it's just that simple to get a negative in LightBurn. Outer shapes only, and then do your offset. So then come back to all this. I am going to give away these files. I just don't have them prepared and up on my website yet. But it will be the same coupon code that I had last live stream. I'll look that up and tell you by the end of the stream. But we're going to do these lapel pins, and then I'll show you how I hot glue the pin backers on there, and I'll switch over to my other camera and get started.
And Rich already mentioned how his health is doing, but they're also asking about you, Patrick. They're wanting to know, how are you doing? How's your health?
Much better since I started the other antiarrhythmic. I feel like I can stay alert. I have I'm better at thinking on my feet now. Some of my sarcastic, quick responses are starting to come back. Yeah, I have energy to get some projects done too, so that's the most important thing, and put time into not my channel and this channel.
Good deal.
So thanks for asking.
Yep. Funny comments here. Jeff Teeter says, as a retired master machinist, I cringe seeing a hammer laying on calipers. And Chris follows it up. Yeah, I thought the same thing, and I'm only a hobbyist.
It's not on the caliper.
Guys, you got to
above
know.
It.
You got to know when Rich assembles something, he uses a hammer.
Yeah, the hammer's not on the caliper. It's above it. It's like an optical illusion.
And I'm looking for questions, guys. If you have any questions, like I said, I'm scanning the comments. Put a question mark, then your question.
Now, this is the same material that I'm actually burning right now in the Lasermatic. So this is how it turns out I want to see, do we have any astute people out there that might be able to take a guess?
What is that now?
So I'm burning this on the Lasermatic right now as we speak. And this is the same material, but this is going to be the, hold on. It's going to be the little lapel pins, right? So is there anybody that's paying attention and will be able to just say, oh, I know what that is. Hold on, let me find one. There we go. Are you able to see it?
It's blurry, but
Sorry, it's blurry.
It's the
Starlink.
connection pixelating.
yeah.
Starlink isn't cooperating. I'm sorry. But anyway, any guesses?
Nope.
It's your brain on drugs.
It is. I'm just a little baddie, though.
Okay. And I think Rich, you might have commented on this again. Anna says she loved the pencil box. Perfect for a teacher present. Anna, if you are a laser engraver, Rich and myself both shared pencil engraving templates last live stream as well. And that's another thing. What I was doing here locally is, if in addition to the pencil box, that's great. They don't have the pencils to go in them to give away. That doesn't help them either. So if you've got the time and you really want to do something, and I was recommending parents do this as a donation and for their child's teacher, engrave a couple dozen pencils for the teacher and give them a box and those pencils. They buy those boxes on Amazon for over $40 a piece. And that's a heck of a gift, a heck of a present for a teacher.
I am trying to get set up to do a demonstration on my camera.
And Chicago Bob, Steve, something tells me that candy was full before the stream started. Well, it wasn't full before the stream started, but that box was full at the beginning of the week. And Kate says she needs a better laser. Well, hang around. We're giving away more lasers throughout this year, and get in line, get you a spot for the Lasermatic if it's in the budget. And Carl.
And there is a Lasermatic 20-watt raffle going on right now.
Oh, yes. Carl mentioned he loved my layered designs. Now, one thing I did not mention about all of the designs, I'm giving away that box as my file for this stream. But earlier this week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, once I finally perfected that file, all of my patrons got those that file way back in the week. But they also got 3 of my layered designs, my gold tier. My gold tier patrons got 3 or 4 files for free. It was, it was definitely worth your time to consider becoming a supporter on patreon.com at Hobo. Patreon.com/Hobo with Wood. There we go.
I am going to do one test file. I'm setting it up right now, and I am not going to. I'm not going to do this file with any framing. So I'm just going to put the paper in and run the file.
Kate's asking, can I cut acrylic with my 10-watt no-name laser?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on your acrylic. What color? What thickness? Yes, you can cut acrylic with the 10-watt, but there are limitations. Color being one of the biggest hurdles.
I forgot to mention this scratch paper. I'm running the Lasermatic. I forgot to tell you my settings. I don't know if anybody caught them though. I'm running it at 20,000 millimeters per minute and 41% power for the scratch paper. Line distance of 0.085.
Now I'm going to say that I'm not putting any magnets on this because of all the cutouts. So every once in a while, I will sacrifice a piece of paper. This particular Lasermatic that I'm using right now is in the 10 watt. I have the switch set to 10 watts. I'm going to run this job, and occasionally the air assist comes on automatically with the laser. So occasionally it will blow a piece of the cutout into a spot where it shouldn't be, and the laser will drag the paper around. So we will see how this works out.
JD Crow is asking, anyone know how to take a picture of a mirror after finishing etching it? And that is the challenge. And
At an angle. You got to hold it just right.
And that's why I'll say Chris Gallagher commented to him, said, angle it to get the reflection of a wall or a ceiling. Yeah. We all struggle with that same thing because nobody wants to see this. They want to see what your finished work is. So you just angle it, 45 or so you get the reflection of it, and try to get it at a blank place on the ceiling so you got a white reflection of the ceiling or whatever color you painted your ceiling.
To get back to the acrylic question really quickly with the diode laser. So my next library has got more settings in it, but the new library that'll be coming out soon has I've been able to do black. I've been able to engrave clear, not cut it. I've been able to cut and engrave yellow. I've been able to cut and engrave obsidian black. I've been able to cut and engrave dark blue, dark green. So there are a lot of colors to choose from. You just have to choose the dark color. You can't get anything that is even slightly, see-through.
Well,
it has to be a dark, solid color.
But blue doesn't work.
Blue works for me.
I could not get my diode Lasermatic to cut in blue to save my life. I've ruined so much. And Patrick's shaking his head.
Yeah. No, I couldn't get it to cut blue, and for some reason it keeps dropping connection and stopped again. Question.
Jerry Bray asking, Snapmaker has a new 40-watt laser. Are they a good company to deal with? Now, I'm not familiar with Snapmaker. Anybody?
Snapmaker was a Kickstarter last year. They didn't do a whole lot of business because they have like a bunch of different things in the same machine. So you can take off the laser head and put on the 3D printer head and, all that kind of stuff. But it's a CNC, 3D printer, laser engraver, all that. But,
I didn't mean to do that.
as far as their laser goes, very few people have really done an honest review on it. So I don't think anybody really knows. But for the price, I wouldn't interest me at all.
What, Patrick, explain that again, because I was reading in questions now. So is that a multicolor underneath the black surface and you expose it?
Yes. So it's lasering off the black layer
right
here. All right. And then leaving the collar. And then this is what it looks like
green
with the Rust-Oleum. Yep. Rust-Oleum triple thick glaze on it. So it really makes that black nice and dark and shiny. And then you're left with the cool collars.
So is that something that you prepped?
Yes.
Okay. And you may have already said that. I just didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Yep. Just take it, use some spray adhesive and stick it to your plywood. And use the laser to take off the black coating and then finish it. And then I also use the laser, the diode, to cut out.
Hang on 1 second, Patrick, because I'm already in full screen mode here. So this is the final example of the cardstock paper. This is one layer. Quick and easy job. That's why I like doing the cardstock layered projects for like picture frames. And it's just very fast. It's very easy. You can do one about every 15 minutes, one whole set. And that's what makes it fun. You can also do it out of wood too and assemble it that way. A lot of people like wood. Go ahead, Patrick. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So I have this graphic. It's my little burn to learn, and then I created a graphic for it. I printed this out on one of those transfer sheets that you can buy at Walmart or Hobby Lobby or wherever, and then brought it over because if you notice, it's the exact same size. Then I brought it after I printed it, threw it in the diode, the Lasermatic there, and used it to cut it out and cut out the exact same offset that I used to burn this piece. So I thought that's pretty cool.
Use your chain and wear it like
And
wrapper.
I had to burn it to learn it. See?
Yeah.
And now you can make a graphic that matches what your laser burns.
Yeah, you need to hang that on a big black chain.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
And put some clock hands on it too.
Yeah. So Tony asked, are files in multi-formats? And Rich, you're going silent. If you
what I was going to say is what I said was SVGs work on every laser, so I only did my files in SVGs.
and
It's a waste of time putting them in all those formats because we're a laser engraving channel, so it's an SVG.
And that's a habit that Rich got me into a long time ago, and I'm still in the habit. My files are AI, SVG, DXF, and LightBurn.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk really quickly about these little tea lights, and I think they were. Oh, I can actually look because I have it still up here. They are 37 cents a piece, I believe. $8.99 for 24. So what does that work out to be? 37 cents, I think it is. They come in yellow. They come in red, white, and blue, really. So this is yellow, red, yellow, and blue. So you got the yellow version like this, you got the red version, and you have the blue version. I think the red version would probably look good too. They say 150 hours. You know how the Chinese are with descriptions. You've seen the lasers that say 120 watts, the diode lasers. No way was it 150 hours. I put it in my house. I turned it on a few days ago. It lasted less than 60 hours, about 59 hours. But that's probably because they have Chinese batteries in them. You can unscrew the cover on the back and you can put it in your own computer batteries, your own little 5 volts. So that would solve that problem because I'm sure they're 2 or 3 times stronger than the Chinese version.
JD Crow's asking about what do I need to do to sign up for the online drawing tonight. We haven't discussed any drawing for tonight yet, but we did mention the Rich just mentioned the Lasermatic raffle. Do you want to discuss any of that about the raffle, Rich?
Yeah, you can. I'll put a link in the chat to the raffle.
Okay, because I that'd be something they definitely need to get excited about.
And that is, let's see, that is the Lasermatic 20.
Yeah. And since I said I was trying not to ignore questions, we've brushed on it. But Lyles, Rich, are you getting better? I don't know if he's ever going to get any better, man. We can just hope that he just hangs around.
Thanks for that. They still haven't figured out what's going on, so I've been poked and prodded in everything you can imagine for the last couple of weeks.
Too much information.
Once they figure it out, I'll be fine. They'll do whatever they need to do, and I'll be back full time. But I'm a little slow tonight, a little tired. Thank you for asking.
And if you've got your jig anywhere handy, you might want to grab it for this question. Dum Dum, I like your name there, Dum Dum. Can you make bevel cuts on lasers? And answers yes and no. Actually, no and yes.
You can bevel your wood and then make a straight cut with it, as in tilt the wood and then the laser will cut it.
Well, and also depending on if you want to do like a miter cut, if that's what we're talking about, Rich has a jig that I don't know. Have you actually used it yet, Rich?
Yeah, I've used it a couple
Yes.
times.
How successful was it?
Works perfectly. And you can. I don't know where that jig is right now.
Okay.
I think it's in another laser next door.
Did that come from Boxes PY?
Yes, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Boxes.py.
Boxes.py is they have a jig on there that allow you to put your wood and mount it so that when the laser cuts it, it cuts that mitered 45. But I was watching some videos today, in as you may or may not know, you have the perfect focal point for your laser, and if you're not looking for a miter, if you just take it either pre-focused or sub-focused, you'll get if you're wanting to put two pieces of wood butt up against each other, then if you cut one piece face up, then you take your next piece of wood, flip it down, then it's going to have an opposite contour. Not much, but a very, very slight contour. That's what a lot of the guys do how do you say marquetry? Is that how you say that?
Hmm.
Have you ever watched them do any of that with lasers?
No.
That is cool, man. But that is super, super, very minuscule cuts and very minor bevels. So, but a miter, you need a jig.
Well, you can use that jig from boxes.py. I've used it successfully 4 or 5 times already, so it does work, and it works fine. And as a matter of fact, I used it on this. You can see how perfect the corners are.
Yeah, that's impressive. And you say it's a little more challenging to put together, but I like that.
It is.
I like that.
What was challenging about it was getting it vertical, because I was using the CA glue, and you know how I am with that, Steve. And I put this one like this, and this one would come out like that, and then it was there permanently. So that's what was challenging, and that's why I put the slots in the tabs. But it wasn't the corner cuts that was the problem. I cut those in the jig, and that was fine. So yes, you can cut the 45s in the jig. It just takes, first off, you have to have the right size one. So I had to make a whole new jig. I don't know where it went. Of course, this was done last week, so I'm not quite sure where I went. I think it might be in the other laser. But if you go to boxes.py, you just scale that jig up. And the only thing you got to make sure of is the space. And
I always spell that, because a lot of people, if they don't know it, they don't know it. But that's boxes.py.
Yeah.
Because it is boxes.py, but boxes.py. That's a really neat site if you've never been there. Patrick, you and I were talking about this today, and there's a question here addressed to Rich, but I don't know how much you guys can share or not share, but little one-on-ones asking, can you use LightBurn with a CNC also? Just curious.
If you look at the schedule of speakers and topics for the LightBurn experience, you will see that they discuss CNC. So I'm thinking,
they haven't officially announced.
Yeah, something might be revealed there. I don't know. I'm just speculating, just based on what the list.
We're all assuming CNC support is going to come on October 27th, but we're all just assuming. Nobody knows this for absolute sure. One of the messages on their private forum was not to say anything about it. So,
okay. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that's the only reason I'm really going. So if I get up there and find out that that's not happening, I'm going to be upset, because a little one-on-one, I am looking forward to being able to control my router with LightBurn.
That's not true. You told me that the only reason you're going is to see Patrick speak.
Yeah, that's it. Because
what?
No,
what? To see what?
I asked Patrick is speaking at LightBurn. He's a speaker, guys, and I asked him.
Let's not reveal the topic.
Yeah, no. I asked him what's he going to talk about, and he said it, and I'm like, oh, huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. No clue.
That's Steve.
So nothing for me to reveal, because I don't know what it is.
Okay, so quickly, something that I missed earlier when I was talking about coasters. Now you can buy these on Amazon for about $2 or $3 a piece. I take and cut my old Amazon boxes, but what I do is I take this, I make a jig, and I just drop all my coasters into here, and that's how they all came out so perfectly centered on the wood. So
Jigs are fun.
Jigs are fun.
Yeah. So this is if you have like a Lasermatic, which has absolute positioning with the honeycomb being in the standoff, this, you just slide this wood up into the corner and you cut out, it doesn't even matter where they are. You just cut out these 9 circles and pull the little pieces out of the middle and you're ready to go. And that's it. You drop your wood in and you get a perfect burn every single time. You can't possibly go wrong because you've already cut the circle out of the cardboard. So again, this is scrap cardboard, as you can see, from my paint table, because I ran out of these. But you can get like a box of 10 of these for, I don't know what it is, like $20-something. They come in, I think, 15 by 24 on Amazon, corrugated cardboard, 6 millimeter. And that's what I usually use from my jigs. And that works absolutely perfect. If you don't have an absolute position machine, what you can do is burn the entire square of your, the entire amount of space that you have on your laser. So let's say you have a 400 by 400 laser. You draw a 400 by 400 box. You burn that line on your laser bed, your wasteboard, and then you take and you put your cardboard down on that, line it up in 2 corners so that it's perfectly in place. Put a couple of thumbtacks in so that it creates 2 little holes in your wasteboard. You'll always be able to put it back in the same position if you have those holes, and you can do just as well doing it that way. And when you're using the wasteboard idea like that, you have to make sure you put your thumbtacks in through the jig first, and then find the hole and push it down into the hole, because you really want to have it absolutely positioned. So you don't need to have an absolute position machine like this one behind me to do a jig. You just have to know how to do it, and that is the how-to on how to do it.
What you got there?
This is just for Jeff. I just wanted to like play charades with him.
Jack in the shop.
Yeah, that was from earlier. But see, Jeff had said the jig is up. So
Oh, ha 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 ha.
Patrick, I was busy while you were doing that. What material was that? That's multicolor.
it's steel that I colored with the MOPA.
Oh, okay, all right.
No,
I thought that was some type of material.
It's scratch paper.
Oh, I know what that is. Yeah. Oh, hey, I never thought of that. I'm going to try that.
Oh, yeah, you're going to copy it, aren't you?
I am going to copy it. Why not? That's what we're here
Well,
for.
wait till my video comes out.
We're here for everybody to copy what we do, aren't we?
Yeah, I know. Wait till my video comes out, then copy it.
So, guys, there's the way. I'd love to see you put a question up here. Put a question mark in front of your question so it stands out and jumps at me. And followed that up. Tom was asking you, Rich, is the top of that coffin engraved?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it was engraved first and then cut out second, and then it was mitered third. Walnut Valley Outdoors, I just want to say thank you for that donation. We're a little behind on these. Let me run through these real quick, Steve.
Okay.
And Anna became a new member. Thank you, Anna. And Tom Crowley sent us a $20 donation. Thank you so much, Tom. We all appreciate that. And Terry Lee Bailey sent us a $20 donation. Thank you so much. And Jeremy Millam sent us a $5 donation. Thank you. Hey, every penny helps. Doesn't matter if it's $1, $20, $50. It all helps to support the channel and keep these two guys over here in supplies.
That's what I say. Buy me a biscuit.
There's another donation there. You might want to pull that one up.
Is that Army Dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I put his up earlier. Did he do 2 tonight?
can you start over since I was late?
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right,
we can start over.
the intro.
Just give us a minute, and we'll start. We'll start over.
Yeah, but there were a lot of complaints
That's
about
Patrick with Light Source Engraving.
That's Steve, the hobo with wood.
And up there, you got Rich, the Louisiana Hobby Guy, and we are the Laser Makers Realm.
Okay, hopefully that sufficed.
Yeah, they. But there were a lot of complaints about the music being loud. So if you thought it was good, it wasn't. Everybody was saying it.
I actually did a recording and then replayed it, so it was at the same volume. You know, a lot of people, when they say it's too loud, what we hear in the studio is much louder. But you know, people just don't like music. But I wanted the spooky music.
Okay. Got a question.
Speaking of music, I composed my own intro music last night. I made my own intro music.
Okay.
I'm being serious. I'm not making a joke.
With what?
I'll have to play it sometime. Huh?
With what?
I
mean, did you pick up a guitar and start playing, or?
I'm playing it right now.
With software.
Yeah, but that was much quieter then, Rich.
Well, yeah, because Patrick turned it down.
Yeah, I did a couple loops and then got individual instruments and started adding them and then composing the track. And
nice.
Okay.
I've always wanted to make my own intro music. It was on my bucket list, so I got that done.
Very good. All right. Well, Stacy's asking CO2 or fiber. In a quandary after attending a conference and seeing both, including one that is a combo CO2 and fiber.
Both.
So get a combo or get one of each?
The combo.
Combo. Okay.
Yeah.
Are they terribly expensive that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get two separate ones. Get the two separate Chinese ones. You'll be good.
Well, I was thinking, can you get two separate ones cheaper than you can get the one combo?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Then that would be the way I would go.
Yeah.
If I was going to go that way. I tell you, guys, I've been so lucky from where I am now, from where I started. You know, I started out with that. I started out with that tool we won't mention, and now I've got lasers sitting here that I haven't even turned on yet from people wanting to send me lasers to demo. And I'm fortunate and blessed to have that problem. But I for the money, I've got a CO2 sitting over there. I've got diodes galore. That's the happiest I've been in a long time, and over in the years with that Lasermatic.
Agreed. Me too.
I
want to say something too now that you brought it up, Steve.
Yeah.
That I forgot about. I'm going to be making an announcement on my channel soon because of some, and this goes in line with this question right here. Because of some really bad feedback that I've gotten from users, which is mainly user error, but some of it is machine problems as well. A lot of these companies that are selling these lasers, all they want to do is send you the laser, collect your money, and that's it. So because of that, and because of the feedback that I've been getting for the last couple of months about reviews that I did over a year ago, I've decided that I'm going to stop doing laser reviews. So I've got 2 more reviews that I'm going to do because they're really promised. And one is the Laser Pekka 4 that's got the 455 and 1024. And the other one, I don't know what it is, but I think it's a fiber laser. But other than that, I'm going to stop. I'm canceling the whole battle of the 20 watts. They're all pretty much the same. There's really no difference. One of the things that I have noticed is that there is very little difference between a 20 watt, a 30 watt, a 36 watt, and a 40 watt diode laser. Very little difference. So I can tell you that this 20 watt behind me cuts better than the IKEA 36 watt. So I think that when you start collimating all of those diodes into one laser beam, you know that they lose power when you put 2 in there. So a 20 watt is not the same as, it's not twice the power of a 10 watt. And a 30 watt is not going to be 3 times the power of a 10 watt. Every time you collimate another diode into that laser beam, you're going to lose power. And I have noticed that there is almost no difference between the 20 watt and the 40 watt. So everybody's in this race to the most power with the diode lasers, and I'll make you a bet it'll get up to 50 or 60 watts, and people will be starting to say, hey, you know, this diode laser is as good as a CO2. Well, don't believe that, because that's never going to happen. So it doesn't matter if it's a 160 watt diode laser, it's not going to compare to an 80 watt CO2. So I wanted to make that point, being that that question was down there in the comments, and you know, it just came up, and Steve brought it up as well, you know, getting his new lasers. So yeah. I am canceling my reviews, and I have already started another channel called The Laser Review, and I just want people to understand that I don't recommend diode lasers. The Lasermatic is the only laser that I recommend, because I know how it's made, I know all of the parts are custom, and I know what the service is like. If you have a problem, I mean, that if you have a bad part, which is highly unlikely, I know of only one instance so far, that part got to that person in North Carolina in under 3 days. Like
that's huge.
Yeah.
And guys, it's a machine that's made by people. There are going to be problems, but when you can't get anybody to return, in fact, this, I didn't tell you about this, Rich. I received an email last week from that laser company that shall not be named, asking me if my issue had been resolved. And she had a claim number for my issue. And I emailed her back. I said, do me a favor.
That like a year ago?
I said, do me a favor. Go look at the date of that claim. And she said, I'm sorry, that was over a year ago. I said, yes, you're right. And no, it has not been resolved yet. So it took them over a year to even ask me if it had been resolved. So service and what they do about the problems, if there's a problem, is really the telltale of, as far as I'm concerned, of a business. And this is super impressive.
And Carl is,
hey, you guys,
Carl is saying they respond to the emails quickly. They also have a Facebook group where you can probably, they have a guy there that's an excellent resource called Dimitri. And you can probably get an answer to your problem in under 5 minutes most of the time.
Yeah, and Steve was mentioning earlier that in the group people are having issues with the camera, and people need to understand that it's not the issue with the Lasermatic. There's just nuances with using the LightBurn camera, and it doesn't matter what laser you have and what camera you have. Whether it's my fibers or CO2s, there's always issues that pop up, and it has nothing to do with who makes my laser.
Welcome aboard,
it's
Bruce.
Normally just my settings and stuff, but I used that camera to line this print up with the graphic on my screen to make sure it cut it out perfectly. I mean, it worked.
And not
you
only
just got to set it up.
And not only that, when they started seeing the questions in the Facebook group, they did a live this past weekend. Showing you how to set up the camera, and in fact, discovered something new that even LightBurn hasn't talked about, and that is the fact that if you do an alignment, which is not necessary on the Lasermatic because all the settings are in there already, but if you do decide to do an alignment, you don't have to put the dot pattern on the laser bed. You can open the door so that it can get more accurate. You can mount it on a piece of cardboard, tape it down to a piece of cardboard, and hold it up.
If you watch my LightBurn camera video, you will see that I do my fiber laser camera, and I just have it sitting on a tripod, moving the card around with the dots. Yep. My video will show you how to do that.
All right. So back at the questions. If we were ready to move on.
Yeah, I am going to, I think everybody already knows what this is going to be, but I'm going to paste something into the comments. And Patrick is going to be giving away his pins. We never reached that 200 mark, so I'm not going to go through the expense of creating another one of these and shipping it out. But Patrick is going to give away his pins, some of his pins tonight. And in order to win those, you need to put hashtag I want it, just as I just posted in the comments. If you don't put it exactly like that, copy and paste it into the comments, you'll get an entry to win some of Patrick's pins tonight. And there we go. Andy is the first I want it. So,
All right.
okay, Steve.
All right. So Ed Kennedy's asking, can you demonstrate or describe etching clear acrylic? What technique is best? Sprayed with something or paper backed? So it depends on your laser, Ed. Are you using diode, a fiber, or what are you working with? Because they all have different techniques.
I think he might have been responding to what I was talking about earlier when I said I can engrave clear acrylic. And if you're talking about a diode laser, then the best way, in my opinion, to go with a diode laser is to coat it with an accelerant like tempera paint or something like that, or you can put some black paper underneath it, do the same thing, invert the design. Either way works just perfectly well.
Make sure you have your fire extinguisher.
Yes,
and Rich said that was in his opinion, because we have varying opinions on that, and
yeah.
I don't do either of those. I do like those LEDs that Patrick showed earlier. I can do those with the diode, but I actually use a sandable primer and coat the metal that's underneath my honeycomb.
Mm-hmm.
Coat that with a primer and lay that acrylic right on top of it and etch it through there, and it works like a champ.
The best way that I found so far is to get the acrylic that has the paper on it, and don't do anything at all. Just engrave it just the way it is. It works just fine as long as you leave the paper on.
There's the wrapper chain. But Ed, I've got a video out there on my channel.
Chain.
Wait, I got to get some rap music.
There are a bunch of different ways, Ed.
It's a little small.
And Rich, where can I buy those standoffs? You got a link you can share with Jeff?
I did. I posted it in the comments. It is engraveandcutfiles.com.
Engrave and cut files.
We don't have any rap music to play for Patrick. Sorry.
Probably have some around here somewhere. I like to listen to Tom McDonald in that time. FYI.
There are a couple of them I won't know if you
I pity the fool that doesn't subscribe to my channel.
There you go. That'll work.
A couple people are kind of joking that you might be up on your connection might be on dial-up.
I think it is sometimes.
It's Starlink. I mean, how much more advanced can you get?
Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention this looks like it's red in the picture here, but this is actually orange.
Yeah, it looks orange.
Does it?
Yeah,
because it looks red to me. But red, there you go. Now you can really see it. When you look straight on it, it
more
looks
red to me than orange.
But in person, this is bright orange. Oh, and another tip I wanted to to share with you about doing acrylic: when you cut it out like this, before you take the paper off, take your sanding block and go over the edges at an angle. You'll thank me later, because you're going to leave a little bit of a sharp edge on here, and you don't want to sand it after you've peeled the paper off. So do it while the paper is still on, and just do it at a 45-degree angle and just sand off all the edges like I did on this one.
All right. Brian is asking a question that there is a mixed bag of opinions on this as well. What's the best way to clean the edges of wood after you burn it? I've tried using white vinegar, but the soot just bleeds into the wood. Now, And he's saying the edges of the wood. So I'm guessing he's talking about the cuts and not the engraving.
The first thing that you want to do is you want to brush them with a paintbrush to get all the dirt, all the loose dirt and debris off. So that's the first thing that I always do is I use my. I don't actually use a paintbrush. I guess that's a paintbrush. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's a paintbrush. This is what I use. You can see all the dirt, all the soot on there. I'm gonna have to go wash this soon. But that's the first thing you do is brush off all the soot and all of the debris. After you've done that, I've always had really good luck just using a spray bottle with water. You have to have a good spray bottle. This is what Zep calls a professional sprayer because I'm a professional water sprayer. But it has a really nice hard spray on it. And what I do is I hold it over the garbage pail and I spray it hard. And all of that black soot comes dripping off. And then wipe it quickly. And if that doesn't work, my last resort is not white vinegar, it's cleaning vinegar. There's a big difference that I learned about 2 years ago between white vinegar and cleaning vinegar. I don't know what the difference is. There's a big difference when it comes to cleaning up your burns. And even if you have something that's just engraved like that, do you see how clean that is?
Yep.
This was sprayed with water. So all I did was take my water sprayer, sprayed it over the garbage pail. Everything came right off. Took my paper towel, wiped it real quickly, and then put my heat gun on.
That's only after you brushed it clean.
Only after it's brushed clean. You want to get everything off that you can. Go with the grain. Get all the soot and debris off that you possibly can with your paintbrush first.
Because that's where you're talking about the soot that bleeds into your wood, Brian. That's because you didn't get that loose dust off of there.
Yeah, and if you're talking about bleeding in like over the engraving, like over here where it's bleeding over this way,
yeah,
that's not really a bleed. That's just dust. It's just debris. If you touch it, you'll stain it permanently because the oil's on your finger. So don't touch it. Get your paintbrush, brush it off. Don't use a hard bristle brush either. Make sure you use a paintbrush.
And Rich just showed you his, and I was waiting to see what you were going to call that paintbrush, Rich, when you said, that's not a paintbrush. And you went, what? Is he going to give us the whole new thing? But now, I use a paintbrush, but now I want you to see mine.
Yeah.
With the little model brush.
I have a chip brush.
There you go.
Yeah, well, that one
name is Chip.
Cheap. That's 29 cents. Cheap, not chip. Cheap brush.
Can you put the banner up with our contact?
Chip.
With what?
Our emails, dum-dums wanting to know everyone's websites.
I have the banner up.
Okay.
We don't have our email addresses on here, but the email address.
He's asking website is all he's asking for there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So another thing too, if you have a comment on something that you'd like us to do on the channel, so I just want to make sure it's send it to thelasermakersrealm@gmail.com. If we use your idea, we'll make it and send it to you for free. thelasermakersrealm@gmail.com.
All right. Lyle's asking, can you use acrylic white paint with black spray paint to do a picture? And Patrick, didn't you have some of that in one of our previous ones? Did you do white and black paint?
Yeah. What's the question again?
Can you use acrylic white paint with black paint to do a picture? So I'm guessing they just,
They're wanting to layer
I don't
it.
understand that.
I don't understand the question.
You paint, and I've seen this technique done. You paint your surface white, and then you paint it black, and you burn off the black to expose the white.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I normally do that with Rust-Oleum 2X spray paint, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't use acrylic paint.
Yeah, if you're using a diode
If
laser,
it gets wet or
you
something,
want to use different colors than white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people do with diode lasers 5 different colors. But you have to get even coats for that to work well.
Oh yeah, that's tricky.
It is.
Oh
Yeah, I've done
here-
license plates by doing different layers of color and getting 3 more colors on a license plate that way.
Ian's got the same question that I had. Scratch paper? What is scratch paper? What you showed?
Yep.
What is that? Where I've not seen that before, and apparently he hasn't either.
What?
Scratch paper.
Oh, this is scratch paper.
It's for kids.
Yeah, so you just laser off the black.
If
What-
you scratch it with your fingernail, it reveals the colors underneath. The colors
I
underneath.
prefer to use the scratching knife. I use a knife for I use a knife for everything.
I'm surprised you're not using the hatchet.
Don't
Patrick,
tempt me.
can you show everybody the hatchet?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Everybody would love to see that, I'm sure.
Oh, I got to figure out where I put it.
Oh, nice.
I'll be right back. It's in the other room. It's in the other room.
Steve, take over because I have to go in the other shop for a minute. I want to get the address of something.
Okay, dope. Jerry's asking, does anyone lightly sand Baltic birch before applying beeswax or leave plain? Whenever I'm finishing a product, after engraving, it depends on the quality of the wood. I use a premium Baltic birch, which is an AAA grade, and it is pre-sanded and smooth as silk right out of the box, so I don't have to do any prep to it. But if I'm out of that and I'm using basswood, I might do a little light sanding, and then I put a light coat on of whatever you're going to do, and that typically raises the grain. Do another light sanding, and then a second application if I'm really trying to get a super fine finish.
Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Or that. Yeah, change me to solo. Let's see here. Can do that. All right. So I took Steve's floating frame design because it's cool as heck. And then I thought that this axe was so cool that I made a plaque for it. I'm like, I'm going to make this a collector's item. All right. So here's the plaque that goes with the axe. All right. All right. Now I got it up here. Here's the axe. Here's the plaque. So you see, they match. I'm going to get my eyes off the screen. There we go.
Yep.
That's so cool. And it's different colors.
And you did all that with a diode too, right?
Hold on. Let me get to the other side. This is actually a farm scene. When you look in there close, you can see you'll see the little houses and stuff over in here. Then this is a stream, and the fox is flying across the stream. So stay wild, throw better. Then I got the blue water. Then this one I did like a laser polishing finish, so it's all different colors. And then the fox has some designated colors inside of it. And it says, "A fox is the wolf who brings flowers."
Nice.
So this was all original design. I made everything except this scene up here. I got a licensed version of that and used it, but it was a lot of fun. It's pretty cool.
Folks, I want to mention really just quickly that we
But
still don't.
Yeah, the name of the axe is the Flying Fox. So that's why it's themed with the fox. And Council Tool even shared my reel and promoted it. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Here's not a question, but a comment. Brandon's saying I should make a gumball machine like the pencil box. Now, that would be an interesting challenge. I've been wanting to do something. In fact, I asked Rich about doing one of his clocks that he had done about integrating it with some gear work so that you could turn one and everything would work with gears. So you didn't have to set day, month, But that might be an interesting challenge to actually make something with gears and rotating that gumball could fall into and rotate and fall out of slot. And yeah, that might be fun. Something fun. I don't know that. I don't know that would be one though that I would spend 2 weeks designing and then give away. But I think I might like that challenge.
Folks, we only have 28 entries in the drawing tonight, and we have 180 people watching. So if you want, hashtag I want it in the comments, and you'll get a shot at it. Patrick, how many of those pins are you going to be giving away tonight?
4 sets, and I'm just going to separate all these that I have done into 4 piles and ship them out.
Okay.
When will the Lasermatic 20 watt be available?
The update that I just got was they've got all the parts in now. They are assembling them. The pre-order is only going to be for Lasermatic 10 owners. So people that already own a Lasermatic that want to do the upgrade to the 20 watt, and they also want to buy the separate machine. The pre-orders are going to be only open to Lasermatic owners. And I think that's going to be for about a week or two, the first week or two, the first batch maybe. But should be in about 4 weeks from now. Actually, he said the beginning of September. So I think the beginning of September is going to be the pre-order for the owners. And then sometime toward the end of September, the 20 watt will be on Amazon. All right, there's a couple more I wanted. And there was something else I wanted to talk about too. We were talking about paint. I found there is a paint called Flame Orange. It's not orange. They have like 178 colors. The name of the paint is Flame Orange. I haven't been able to get it in about a year and a half. So I haven't been able to find a supplier. There is a company now called Bombing Science, BOMBING, Bombing Science, and I'm not sure of the website. I think it's bombingscience.com, but just Google Bombing Science, and you'll find that they sell all types of graffiti artist paints. Well, they've got 2 of the very best brands of paint on the market, which is Flame Orange and Dang. Those are 2 of the best paints on the market. They're fast drying, like 7 or 8 minutes, and they're totally dry. And used to be, if you wanted to buy Flame Orange, you paid $9 a can. Well, these are cheaper than the big box stores. It's like $4 and change per can. And it's a bigger can, 400 milliliters, as compared to the big box store, I think is 300 or whatever. It's more than you get at the big box store for $7 or $8 for under $5. And these are the best paints that I know of that I haven't been able to get in a very long time. And it used to be they were very expensive. Bombing Science. The only caveat is that you have to have a $75 order in order to qualify for free shipping. But they have over 100 choices for each of those 2 brands, and at that price you'd want to get all the different colors because they have every color you can possibly imagine. Bombing Science. Google that name if you want to buy some really quality paint at a very low price.
And this Lorraine's regular, and she's a member too. She's is the 20 watt raffle by Rolly, and is there a link?
The 20 watt raffle is by both of us. It's a combination of by the LasermakersRealm with the prize supplied by Rolly Automation. So it's our raffle, and the prize is being supplied. Yeah, I'm just not with it tonight. Supplied by Rolly Automation.
Do you have a banner with any raffle information that you can put across the bottom? It's
lahobbyguy.com/lasermatic20. I'll look for the banner.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that haven't seen anything. How do we get entering?
Yeah, I have one. I just need to find it.
There's your brilliance. I love my brilliance. Now I didn't have.
I just saw a question come up, so I thought I would just show this on camera.
Okay, all right. Well, I hadn't got that far down yet. I love my brilliance. Let's see here. Wendy. Has anyone?
That link is scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
Beautiful. There you go, guys. There's your information. Now, everybody, I'm going to ignore any more questions about the raffle. There's all your information.
It's very easy. lahobbyguy.com/lasermatic20.
Walnut Valley. Has anyone used the Sculpfun S30 Pro Max with the Sculpfun Cam 500 camera yet? That's very specific.
I don't know.
No.
Maybe he's asking the audience.
Yeah.
I do have something new and different.
Oof.
This was sent to me. The company begged me to take this. I turned them down 4 or 5 times, and then finally I decided, okay, send it to me. This is a LightBurn camera. It doesn't look like one. It's the Minton Laser Cam, and it is a LightBurn camera that comes with a stand, and it's supposed to be better than the LightBurn camera. Plus, it's remote viewable, so you can log into this on your Wi-Fi on your cell phone and view it from anywhere on your network. So this will be an upcoming video when I feel a little better. So it's the Minton Laser Cam. If anybody wants to look at it, they did a bunch of private videos for me to try and convince me to take the product and try it out. And I watched some of those private videos, and they were pretty impressive. So I am gonna put that together, which I think is just screwing it into the piece that attaches to the laser, and it views it like from an angle. And their precision on it was pretty impressive in the videos, but you know how I'll have to try it myself to see.
Do you have a 5-watt laser library?
Yeah.
All right, Lyle. So is that
lahobbyguy.com? Go to the forums.
There you go, Lyle.
Yeah.
And I think we've already answered this. Can I engrave and cut translucent reds?
Yes. Oh, translucent?
Mm-hmm.
No, not translucent red. I don't know if I have that piece of red still here, but I was able to do solid dark red. So remember, it's got to be dark, and it's got to be a solid color. You can't cut anything that's translucent.
Yeah, I tried that. I was just messing around last week and was trying some of my translucent colors.
All right, we're at 9:38. Let me take a look and see what we've got going on. We've got 74 entries in the giveaway. So the clock is ticking on that. We are about 9 minutes over where we should be. Patrick, you said you were going to do 4 of those?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're going to do 4 giveaways. Patrick, can you show that again?
Sure can. Let me just pull up the picture. That'll be better.
The pictures are better. And don't forget, folks, that all of my free files that I went over earlier in the stream, if you weren't here, there is a ton of Halloween files that are going to be available on the Laser Makers Realm right after the live stream tonight. thelasermakersrealm.com. So there we go. There are the pins for Halloween. that Patrick's done. We're going to be giving away 4 of those tonight.
4 pins or 4 sets?
I'm going to divide what I have by 4 and send them out.
Okay, dope.
So there will be more than 4 in each set.
Okay.
So there'll be 2 in each set, right?
Well, he's only got 8 pictured there, but he said he's got more than.
Oh, you have more?
Yeah, he's got
yeah, that's what I showed you. I got.
Oh, okay. So probably 3 or 4 in each set. And we're getting pretty close to
probably
doing
about probably about 6, I would think.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Did you have some painted wood earlier, Patrick?
No, just the scratch paper.
Okay, maybe that's what JD was talking about here. So how did you paint wood? I don't know. And
Yep.
about that scratch paper, they're also asking what were your settings for that scratch paper?
Oh, it's got to be fast and that
It
should
was
be
20,000.
Yeah, it's got to be fast for that.
20,000
And low power.
And, about 40 power.
And that's a 10 watt. That's a 10 watt.
The LaserMatic at 0.085. And I'm going to have a video coming out, hopefully tomorrow, on how to do that with the scratch paper. So I'll have the settings and everything there for you.
And Kate's asking about triple thick coat or glaze, triple thick glaze. She's asking what keep it from scratching. Now, if seems like if you put it on thick, for me, it takes it a little while to harden up. But man, once that hardens for me, that thing's like a rock. Do you have any issues with scratching it up, Rich?
No, I can go try and scratch one with my fingernail real quick though.
But it does, Kate. It's my experience. It might, if you put it on really heavy, it'll be soft for a day or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But if you put it on in light coats, multiple light coats, but once that hardens, man, I have not had any issues with that scratching up.
The Rust-Oleum triple thick is great, and I like the clear enamel too. It's good.
Okay, so I just got my plaque off the wall. So this has got the Rust-Oleum triple thick on it, and I've already scratched it with my thumbnail. It does not scratch. Let me see if I can get that to shine, so you can see where I just scratched it. Scratched that really pretty hard.
Actually, can't see where you scratched it.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's hard stuff once it sits.
Okay, I can't scratch it with the screwdriver either. Now, I do know that...
How about a hammer?
No, I'm not going to do that. I spent way too much time on this. But I wouldn't mind if I scratched this, because I could always fix it, but I'm not going to hit it with a hammer. And actually, this one is even signed and numbered.
So Jeff Teeter says he just bought your standoffs. Thank you.
Thank you so much. But yeah, no, this triple coat, you can see where I tried to scratch it right there. I used my thumbnail and I used my little screwdriver, and neither one of them scratched it. But I will say what I was going to say a minute ago. I will say that when you first do it, yeah, it's kind of sticky for I'm going to say maybe 2 days.
Yeah,
maybe 3 days.
I put mine in direct sun when I can.
Yeah. So then I wound up the next ones that I did with the triple thick. I wound up using the heat gun from a distance, and I was able to get it to dry in about 10 minutes, the equivalent of about 2 days. So
I sprayed these aluminum. You really don't need to see it. I'm just wanted to show you. I sprayed these aluminum bats with it yesterday, and it's already hardened up pretty well.
Yeah. It depends on how thick you apply it.
And I think it's because it's aluminum.
Yeah.
I put it on pretty thick. It's nice and shiny.
I do want to say that on the wood, the first coat doesn't take either.
Yeah, so, I do multiple coats. Yeah.
And you want to give it a light sanding first, and then make sure that you brush it off really well so there's no if you have any dust or debris on there whatsoever, you're going to get little pimples. So be careful with that. Just a tiny little speck of dust will give you a pimple. Then you're going to have to sand that off and put another coat on top. So
well, I typically do just that. I'll put a light coat on that raises the grain a little bit. You get a little dust and dirt in it, sand it smooth, and then another 2 lighter coats.
yeah, I usually raise the grain with plain water first, and then sand it with a 400 grit first.
Just trying to get
same technique as epoxy. You want to get that first seal coat on there too. It seals in all the cracks and crevices, and then your next coat will go smooth.
Yeah. Trying to buzz through these questions. We got a lot of more questions here, I think. Anyone checked out the Neje 4 with the E80? The AJ Max 4 with
I have one in my Florida room. It's a nice laser, but it's an AJ, so it's not for a newbie.
All right.
If you're not familiar with lasers, the E40 is a fantastic module.
Anna is new to the lasers, and she, I think, is I think she's a patron for both of us, or maybe all of us. I'm not sure, but Anna, thank you for your support. She says she's bought an Atezr P20 with 20 watt because of your recommendation. It seems to be losing power after 2 weeks. Could it be that I need to clean it? How often are you supposed to clean it? A diode laser.
Oh, Steve can tell you all about cleaning the lens.
Well, it depends on how often you're using it. If you don't use it, you don't need to clean it. But if you're using the living far out of it, you need to be cleaning it every single day. And depending on what you're engraving, like when I'm doing mirrors, you may need to be wiping that thing down in between middle of the day.
Yes, absolutely. And especially if you're doing like those, he talked about earlier, the canvas with the multiple layers of paint. In between every job, you got to clean it.
Yeah. It's so, and yes.
Or else you'll get what happened to Steve. What happened to you, Steve?
Well, I think that was a combination of the quality of the laser, the poor quality of the design, everything. But yeah, a dirty lens, you'll be cracking. And what happens before it cracks, you'll get a little halo, and that diffuses the laser and you lose power.
Well, what actually happens is that when let's say you're engraving paint, right, off of a canvas, the smoke and the dust gets up on the lens cover. Okay, it's not the lens, it's the lens cover. And when it gets on that lens cover, what happens is the laser, it can see right through a clear lens cover. It cannot see through the dust. So it heats that dust and debris up. That's what forms the halo, and that's what causes it to retain the heat. And eventually it cracks, usually in the shape of a cross.
All right.
Hashtag I want it. Nobody's entering. I mean, we're only up to 76 entries.
I asked Jerry live if anyone had a file or know where I can get a file to make something that will help my honeycomb stop moving. Which laser are you working with, Kate?
Well, we need to speed up through all these questions because that one's from a while back, isn't it?
9:54.
Yeah, an hour ago.
If we miss your question tonight, send it in an email to thelasermakersrealm@gmail.com. We're only going to take a few more questions and move on to the drawing.
And I'm, Kate's asking, what's the box address? Kate, that's on my website, hobowithwood.com. Hobowithwood.com will have the trick or treat box file on it free for download. When and where is the LightBurn convention, Anna? That's going to be late October in East Peoria, Illinois.
October 27 to October 29, and there'll be a craft show that we'll be at on Sunday. And again, getting
And we
back
will
to
be
that
there.
really quickly, getting back to that question about how to keep the honeycomb from moving. It's really very simple. Cut an L-shaped piece of wood, make 4 of them, put your honeycomb in the right spot, make sure you've got it in the right spot, and then just take and glue those 4 corners into the 4 corners of your wasteboard so that they fit on each of the 4 corners of the honeycomb, and then every time you take it out and put it back, it'll go back in the same exact spot.
And Mark asked about your coaster material. Did you address that already?
I don't know what the question is.
Just what's your coaster material?
Oh, these were just for, you mean these are just for demonstration. So that's just basswood. I didn't actually do coasters. I just wanted to demonstrate how perfectly they line up using a jig. That's all.
Have you heard anything about Ortur closing?
No. What happened was the lead engineer for Ortur started his own company, Enjoywood, I think is the name of it. And he has not left the company yet, which kind of interests me. He's still working for Ortur while he's launched the new laser that he designed, and he's still doing their support. Ortur is not closing; they're just losing their lead engineer, so their lead tech support. So in the meanwhile, he is still answering the tech support at ortur.tech/support. So,
ET Laserworks regular viewer and contributor. That's just boxes plural BOXES.PY.
yeah, I don't know where mine is, or else I would show you. I don't know what I did with it. It's in the last live stream, I think.
Yeah, but he was wanting the site.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, BOXES.PY. Looking for questions.
Oh, by the way, that little handheld vacuum that you see on top of the Lasermatic on the left, go to Amazon and get yourself one. Doesn't matter what the brand is. Mine is WUPEL. They are absolutely amazing for getting all the debris out of the honeycomb bed.
Dum Dum's been all over the place tonight. He's asking about adding a laser module to those cheaper desktop CNCs.
It's not worth the trouble.
I'll say, yeah, as inexpensive, relatively speaking, and I'll even say it about the Lasermatics. As inexpensive as you can buy those with everything you need, and it's a precise precision machine.
Yep.
Why bother?
Yep. Patrick is looking for that file right now. I don't know what I did with mine.
I can't remember what it's called.
You know what? Linda may have taken. I think she did. I think Linda brought it over to the other shop. That's where mine went. I'm almost positive. I do have a small version here I can show you.
Parts and samples. Laser hold fast.
So here is the small version of that file right here.
There it is. Found it.
Yeah, I found mine too. My little one.
But he actually got the link.
I think Linda took the big one though.
You're going to share the link, Patrick?
I am. It is going to pop up in chat right now.
Beautiful. I'm finally down to the I want it.
And there you go.
Do you need a mask? Do I need to mask or a tempera with a 20-watt diode?
Yes. Yeah, if you don't have proper exhaust, you need to mask for any cutting that you do. If you could smell it, it's bad for you. Even with the enclosure, you're still going to get some smell, which is why I haven't taken the fan out of this one yet, but I did out of the other one. I took the fan out and I use a different fan, a smoke extraction and much more powerful fan that goes straight to the outside. So now I have no odor whatsoever, and I can do it without any mask. But if you can smell it, it's bad for you, and you should mask up for it. Or use a respirator, not mask up. I shouldn't say mask up. Oh, and another thing too, I wanted to show you real quick. This is my jewelry stuff for the earrings. It's like 1,400 pieces, and I think it was $10. The link is in the file download. I have a text document in there with links.
And
just to show you my earring one more time. This is my earring that I made from that file. This is with obsidian black on the 10 watt on the 10 watt diode laser. And that's the earring. I don't know what you call it, mechanics from that little box right there.
So Dum Dum had asked about using compressed air, and multiple people, including Jack, have commented, yes, if you got air in the shop, and by all means, air would work as good or better than brushing it physically with a brush. But not all of us have compressors in the shop. I don't.
I think the brush works better than blowing it with air. So, and if you do blow it with air, make sure you have an oil water separator. You don't want to stain it with oil.
When you etch the acrylic, do you put the paper side down or up?
When I etch the acrylic, I leave both sides with the paper on it, and I do just a normal engraving.
Yep, both up and down.
Yeah, both. I love my little tea light. That's why I keep putting it on the screen.
Oh, I should have had my witch up here because it's crazy.
And Anna, you ask again about that. Again about your use, how often you're using it, and what you're doing with it.
What was the question?
Anna, again, just need a question mark and clicked on it. She's asking same comment about how often she should clean it. She's making sure that the question got seen.
Very often.
Yeah, and I'll say, when in doubt, clean it. And you'll start to see, and on my first machine, if you're noticing a loss in power, then you may have an issue there. Get in there and get that thing apart, get it clean.
Okay, we are going to get started with the giveaway.
I'm ready.
And if you haven't entered, you need to do it now, because we're gonna do 4, right, Patrick?
4, yes. And you're gonna have to email me your info if you win. I'm not gonna hunt you down.
Exactly. So here we go with the first one. 3, 2, 1. Volume up a little. There is the first winner, Doug Stevens. Let me know when you have that written down.
Done.
Okay, so now we're going to go to the second winner. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ken Hooten. Congratulations, Ken. Ken is the winner of the second set of pins, Halloween pins. Patrick, let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
Okay, so here we go. Number 3. 3, 2, 1. And we have a drum roll tonight. Matt Payne is winner number 3. Congratulations, Matt. You are winner number 3.
Ready.
Okay, so, and here is the last and final drawing. 3, 2, 1. And Minnesota
Yay,
Maker.
Minnesota Maker.
Congratulations to Minnesota Maker. And that is all of the drawings tonight. Don't forget, folks, that I am going to be posting all of my files. I don't know how many, there's dozens of them.
Oh,
on
one
the,
thing. If
the Laser
any of
Makers
those
Realm
winners,
blog. Hang on one second, Patrick.
okay,
On the Laser Makers Realm blog, which is lasermakersrealm.com, the very first one will be this live stream, and under that will be the download for all of my files tonight. So all the files that you saw tonight will be in one zip, Patrick, in one zip package. Go ahead, Patrick.
Zip Patrick.
One thing we forgot to mention is you must be in one of the 50 United States to win.
Yes. Well, we know that one person is for sure.
Minnesota. What makes you think so? All right.
Minnesota.
Yeah. And just grabbing what left few questions. Got either of you familiar with this?
The Elegoo?
Yeah, I wasn't even going to try and say it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some reviews on it, but go to YouTube and search for it. Apparently, the Elegoo is a new. Actually, don't look for the reviews. The best thing to do is go on eBay, because you can get the 20-watt Elegoo for the entire machine for $299. So you can go to my forum, lahobbyguy.com, click on forums and search for Elegoo, and you'll see a link to the eBay seller that's selling the 20-watt machine for $299.
All right. So this was where you were at, I guess, Patrick. Uncle Ron's asking about Sir Mark. Is it worth the money, or do you have better substances for engraving glass and steel?
I think it's worth it.
Sir Mark?
Brilliance.
Yeah.
I like
Brilliance. Yeah.
Yeah, not Sir
or
Mark.
the steel, and I like the tempera paint for glass.
They all work just as well. So
Yeah, but Sir Mark is twice the price.
Twice the price.
Yeah, Brilliance is half the money, and if I have
Brilliance is 30 times the price of the tempera paints.
if you, I've got a real good, several good videos on Hobo with Wood on YouTube demonstrating how Brilliance works, and I think I've got a 10% coupon off on the Brilliance too. So look for Brilliance inks in my channel, and you'll see how well it works with the diode. It's not even marketed for the diode, and it works fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, so we are at 2 hours now, and we're really scheduled for a 90-minute broadcast, and that's going to be it, folks. Make sure that you go to lasermakersrealm.com to get the file download. That will be up 30 minutes after the broadcast, and actually it'll probably be up 5 minutes after the broadcast. And hey, Mike, I didn't see you in there. Stumbling, bumbling idiot just made a comment. So make sure you go there to get the file, my files. Make sure you go to hobowithwood.com if you want to get Steve's files, and make sure that Patrick, tell them where to send their the email so that they can claim their prizes.
Sales@lightsource.pro. Sales@lightsource.pro.
So you got to send Patrick the email.
And the email's right.
Patrick froze. So you got to send it to sales@lightsource.pro, and you have to send Patrick the email in order to get the prize. So there he is. He's back again.
Finally.
And with that said, we're at 2 hours and 3 minutes, and I think it's time that we bid you all a goodbye, and we will see you in 2 weeks, and we have an even better live stream schedule for 2 weeks from now that you're really going to enjoy. So make sure you come back. Go to lasermakersrealm.com and get onto our email list, and you'll get a reminder that Saturday in an email telling you where to go to watch the live stream. You're not going to want to miss the live stream in 2 weeks. Everybody else, say your goodbyes.
Yep. I just got to say, I really like seeing the little Laser Makers Realm logo beside our channel members. That's cool. Thanks for being members, everybody. And thanks for all the donations. That's all.
Yes. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate all the donations. It pays for all the supplies so that we can keep these videos coming to you. Steve, do you have any final words before we say goodbye?
Just a reminder that my free file is on hobowithwood.com. So go there. There's several free files there, but the box that we show tonight, hobowithwood.com.
And there are dozens of free files on lasermakersrealm.com as well on all of our previous videos that are posted there. So with that said, I want to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.